This is DJ CJ on RadioBilly365.com, and we've got a special edition of Rockin Rumble today where we interview the fantastic band, the CAEZARs.
Back in the jungle. In my soul, and I laugh, 'cause I know I could walk round an hour, find my wage on the floor. But Sunday calls, and I'm back in the jungle, that's all. And I'm hard on my kittens, 'cause I can't stand another day swinging through that tree. You know I get there, and you know I find there's a £5 limit on that debit, hustling too high. But Sunday calls, and I'm back in the jungle, that's all. Back in the jungle. Rockin roll, like your name's in lights, ain't nothing shaking your soul. When I go from here, on my grave you'll ride. Yeah, weight his gravity, left something in life. 'Cause Sunday calls, and I'm back in the jungle, that's all. Back in the jungle.
Back in the Jungle by the CAEZARs, and I've got two of the CAEZARs with me today. We've got AJ Denning, who is the vocalist and plays guitar as well sometimes. We've got Daniel Dawkins, who is the lead guitar player, and not with us but here in spirit we've also got Steve Neller, who is the bass player, and finally we've got Mickey Harling, who is the drummer. So welcome, guys.
Hi there.
How are you doing? You all right?
Brilliant, thanks, yeah.
You've been dubbed the young kings of the rockabilly revival, but there's something much darker and more cinematic in your sound. How intentional is that, AJ?
I think we write and record the sounds that excite us, and so it's intentional in that sense. Equally, we tried to be a more authentic rockabilly band when we first started, and it just didn't work, did it, Danny? It didn't sound right. It just came out sounding how we sound now, and we went, oh, well, that's that then. We quite enjoy that. We'll stick with that.
Yeah, but there were sort of earlier material choices with covers and things that we tried to play them as the record sounded, and then they ended up being filtered through whatever sound ends up coming out of the four of us combined. And I think that that's a result of our influences in general, and sometimes the limitations are, speaking personally, the limitations on your playing ability can make you approach things in a certain way and give you a certain sound. So maybe that's got something to do with it, because I'm not the most technically gifted guitarist around, but I've got a certain way of approaching music that maybe gives it that individual aspect, I suppose.
Yeah, I have to back that up. I think I'm an absolutely awful musician, but I do seem to have some sort of creativity, and somehow it all works when the four of us get together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One thing I will say though is in my mind, as ridiculous as this is about to sound, when I listen to Benny Joy singing Steady with Betty, and then we record a rock and roll record, I think to me they kind of sound the same. They're trying to achieve the same thing. One of them's just got it's just recorded later on and picked up a few other influences along the way.
I'd second that and say that it's the attitude, isn't it? You know, it's coming from the same place. And even though sonically we're in the 21st century and there's different recording techniques that are able to capture things differently, I think we are going into the studio to try and, you know, capture some form of, you know, rock and roll spirit or attitude or whatever it is. And that's how it ends up sounding like it sounds.
Yeah, I think the attitude and the energy that certainly comes across. Before I started this interview with the guys, I actually asked them all to choose a song that meant a lot to them, a non-CAEZAR song. And all four guys have done that, even the two guys that aren't here today. So we're going to start off with AJ's pick, which is Zach by Tony Shepard.
I got a dog named Zach, and he's midnight black. And I also got a mailman called Mr. Mac. Now my dog Zach has got teeth of steel, just the kind of steel Mr. Mac don't wanna feel. When he starts to wail and tries to jump over that rail, I grab him by the tail, 'cause I want my mail from Abigail. I got a dog named Zach, ready to attack. So I hope I keep my mailman called Mr. Mac away from Zach.
My name is Mac and I'm scared of Zach. I need to be blunt, but meet me up front.
Waiting for a letter from my sweetie pie, but I'd feel much better if poor Mr. Mac could only fly. Got a dog named Zach, ready to attack. So I gotta keep my mailman called Mr. Mac away from Zach. Yes, I gotta keep my mailman called Mr. Mac away from Zach. Don't turn your back on Zach, watch out for Zach. Wee, wee, wobble, wee, wee, wobble.
Yeah, that's Tony Shepard with Zach. I haven't actually heard that before. That's a great song. AJ's pick. Before we played that song, we were kind of talking about the energy of the CAEZARs. There's clearly a raw energy in your songs. Is that raw energy ever captured in the first take?
I think we're too accident prone to capture it in the first take.
Yeah.
But then we just try and do it again. So it's we don't try and emulate any rawness. We just recorded that CAEZAR's album live, how we play on stage.
That was the intention of the sessions as well, wasn't it? It was to get into a room and lay down, 12 tracks that captured the essence of what the band were, and we put the tapes rolling and cracked on. And I think most of them were only 3 or 4. And I think by the time we were warmed up, there were a couple of tracks that maybe only took a couple of takes. But I think it was quite a sort of an interesting experience, because we hadn't even done a gig in 8 years, and the first thing we did was go, right, okay, let's get together in a room and record an album, without a massive amount of rehearsing. So there was an element of working our way through and ironing out certain creases. But I think once we got into a particular groove and a rhythm, that's where that energy came from.
Yeah, I mean, that way of working obviously works for you. I saw you live earlier in the year at Rockin Rumble in Spain, and you were fantastic, full of energy, loads of energy. It kind of reminds me of the Pistols back in the day, or more recently the Hives from Sweden. But where does all that incredible energy come from?
We just really enjoy it, don't we, Danny? And that's speaking for all 4 of us. Just gives you that burn inside your stomach, and showing off a bit's good fun as well, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Chris. It's not nice to have the kind words, and I think speaking for me, I don't really know where it comes from.
No.
It just happens, and then I get off stage and go, "Why did I do that? That wasn't a good idea."
Yeah,
just ache all over.
He looked good. He looked good.
I didn't feel it when I was 18, but getting a bit older now, the next couple of days, I'm like, I probably should have done some stretches or something.
Brilliant. This is Steve's pick, and it's My Babe by Willie Dixon.
My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that midnight creeping, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she'd love me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she love me. She don't do nothing but kiss and hug me, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating, my baby. Oh no, she don't stand no cheating. Everything she do so pleasing, my baby. True little baby, my baby. My baby don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling, my baby. Oh yeah, she don't stand no fooling. When she's hot, there ain't no cooling, my baby. True little baby, my baby. True little baby, she's 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 my baby.
I've seen you roll around on the floor to a fair few Sonics records that you're not playing.
Yeah.
It's natural, Willie.
That's definitely fueled by alcohol.
Oh, that's a bit of a key factor in there then, isn't it? You've been compared to everything from the Cramps to early Gene Vincent, but there's a kind of post-punk intelligence lurking beneath the surface there. Would you ever say that the CAEZARs are more punkabilly than traditional rockabilly? And does it really matter, AJ?
I don't think so, no. I think we always just called it rock and roll because it has to be called something, doesn't it?
Yeah, rock and roll.
I hope that people, listen mainly with their ears and just enjoy it if they enjoy it. I think that's the bit that matters, isn't it?
It's the old cliche about there's good music and bad music, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
I don't know which category we're in, mine, Chris.
Yeah, I think you probably come under the good category, to be honest, Yeah, the Sonics were mentioned a couple of minutes back, and this is Danny's choice. This is Strychnine by the Sonics.
Some folks like water, some folks like wine. But I like the taste of straight strychnine. Hey, you may think it's funny that I like this stuff, but once you've tried
Yeah, Strychnine by the Sonics. This is RadioBilly365.com, and this is DJ CJ, and another edition of Rockin Rumble, which is a special one today because we're talking to the Caezars. Danny, you were saying about the Cramps.
I find the Cramps comparison really interesting because I never listened to the Cramps before we started the band.
No, me neither.
And it is funny that we end up sounding like the Cramps because I think we do very similar things musically. We take things that were recorded in the mid-50s up to the sort of early 60s, approach them in a way that is fresh and interesting because we didn't grow up in that particular period of time, same as Lux and Ivy didn't. And we find the more obscure records that weren't a success because they're more interesting. And that's what we're influenced by. And whether it's the records that we write or the records we choose to cover, they end up sounding in that sort of sphere because I think they're just filtered through the same, the same sort of place, I guess. It comes
same recipe, innit?
Yeah. Same melting pot.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by the Cramps. I mean, I remember the Cramps when they were around, and they were big, but they weren't that big. I mean, they seem to have become bigger with time, and their influence seems to have become greater with time, I would say. AJ, what if I put you on the spot, AJ, and I say you've got to choose one Caezars record that you really, I don't know, you really love singing, really love playing? What would it be?
There is one I particularly enjoy singing. I think we'll get onto that in a minute. But I reckon the record I am most proud of on our album that we brought out on Folk Records in Spain is Lulu. I just think our cover of that is ridiculous and silly and loud and captures everything that we're trying to achieve. Alongside showing where we're rooted and all the influences that we've picked up along the way, really.
that is quite some tune. That's Lulu by the CAEZARs, of course. Danny, if I put you on the spot, if you had to choose, I mean, you seem to like them all the way you run around the stage, but if you had to choose a CAEZARs song, if I put a gun to your head, what would it be?
Yeah, it is really tricky to pick a favourite one. And I suppose by default, I'd probably have to pick Heartache Overload because my dad wrote it.
Did he?
Yeah, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't give that answer.
But that is a great song, isn't it? I mean, it is, it's exceptional, really, that one. So
yeah, he recorded it when we were living in Wales, and he was up with like a little handheld 2-track tape recorder and a little drum machine, recording his own version of it that came out in the mid-90s.
So he was a musician then, your dad?
Yeah, he was big on the rockabilly scene in a band called the King Beats in the 80s.
Right.
And then when that band stopped, he formed his own band called the Rough Diamonds. Yeah.
It's an honour to sing it.
Yeah.
It always has been, always will be. Heartache Overload, especially getting to do it in front of Paul was always great.
He was the sort of a real champion of us and gave us so much kind of help and advice on how to be a professional outfit from the get-go. And that really helped, I think, sort of whip us into shape very quickly, and help us not make mistakes that maybe some other bands do without that sort of stewardship.
Right. Well, this is the great Heartache Overload by Danny's dad, and I love this song.
Everybody says that you cheat. Everybody says that you lie. Everybody tells me you've been seen out with some other guy. But from the floor through and inside my head, things that you do make your daddy see red. The bad dude flow got a heartache overload. Oh, didn't I treat you good? Or didn't I treat you kind? Everything I do it for you. You're always on my mind. How could you be so underhand? You're the everything you wanted, but you want another man. The bad news all got a heartache overload. It's a heartache overload. It's a heartache overload. I got a heartache overload. It's a heartache overload. Baby, I just don't know. It's a heartache overload.
That's a magnificent Heartache Overload by the CAEZARs. AJ, big clubs or small clubs?
I think they've both got their benefits and they're both good fun in their own ways. Absolutely love playing in front of thousands of people, and I absolutely love playing in the quiet little, well, not quiet, but the small little grubby places as well. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. And we're back to being a fully touring band now, and hopefully doing a big mixture of all of those things. There'll probably be a UK tour and maybe even a Europe one in 26.
I think you relish both, because there's a different atmosphere to a small club if it's full of your own fans. They're all singing along to the songs, and there's an energy that you create in those venues that is a different energy to when it's in a venue the size of the ballroom at the Rockin Race, which I believe is sort of 4,000 or something like that.
It's pretty big.
Seeing that size of a room full to the brim of people with their eyeballs all on you, you want to then rise to the occasion as well. And I think you enjoy that challenge in the same way that you enjoy smaller stages. It's just a different way of looking at it.
On that point, or related to that point, you must have a big fan base in Portsmouth and the Portsmouth area in the first time round, don't you?
Yeah, I mean the first Portsmouth gig that we came back sold out, and that was around 140 that we kept it at. We had to sort of keep it within fire regulations or whatever it was, and that was fantastic. It really was. It was a great gig, and the live music scene in Portsmouth is really cool. And we do pretty well in the UK, but I think the first time around we did lots in Germany and Sweden, and I felt like there was a big following for us in those two countries. Actually, that was where we ended up doing a lot of work. So it'd be good to try and recapture that again the second time around for sure.
Well, there are certain countries in Europe seem to be more prone to rock and roll or rockabilly, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I know Switzerland is a big country when it comes to the scene, and Germany as well, and Spain, of course. So, but Sweden seems to be in there as well, and Finland. Have you ever played in Finland?
We have, yeah.
We did, yes.
And I bet that was crazy, wasn't it, in Finland?
Yeah, from my memory, it was pretty crazy. I remember getting on a tiny little aeroplane as well that was propeller driven into the wilderness. That was pretty mad. Goodness. Yeah. And nobody could stop talking about Buddy Holly, which made my stomach feel a little bit.
Well, you were the one who brought him up.
Probably.
Right, time for another one of the band's picks of their influential or favourite songs. Now it's time for Mikey, the drummer, and he's chosen Spoonful by Howlin' Wolf. Yeah, Mikey did choose that, but this is the Spotify podcast version of the interview. And unfortunately, Spoonful seems to be an infringement of copyright. So we can't play that. You just have to imagine it. But it's actually on the other versions of this interview, which you'll find on MixCloud and also radiobilly.com. So sorry about that. So you split up for a while. You split up for, was it 8 years or 10 years? And then you got back together again?
I think it's probably more like 10 years now. I use 8 years because I think that was the gap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because the last gig was 2016, was it? I think. Bit hazy. I mean, saying 10 years ago is a rounded number, isn't it?
Okay, so we say 10 years, but what was the actual trigger that got you back together again?
I think we'll always have some creativity in us that we just will want to lay down, and we enjoy playing it as a group so much, don't we, Danny? That it was just like, why aren't we doing this? We just need to do this again. It's too fun not to.
No, I agree. It's not something that we want to do. It's something that we just do. It's just kind of, I can't really imagine not doing it.
Okay, I think it's time to listen to Be My Witch.
A twisted fix to hide it with a crystal on her all time. And I'm missing something, got a spell for it. I'm evil, but I'm set, I'm not a sucker for a cold time. I'm gonna keep Tyler switch for the heartaches and potions. It's all fine, it's all fine. I'm missing something, got a spell for it.
Christmas, Be My Witch by the Caezars, of course. That really is, well, they're all special, but that is extra special. Why is it so special?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's the right combo of slightly jolting, slightly menacing, slightly weird.
Bit
Shifting
unhinged.
between that B minor and G, like that doesn't really make sense, does it? B minor to G major, but it seems to sound all right. And yeah, just a record that means a lot to me because just started as a funny conversation with my girlfriend and then became a full-blown song.
Ah, so your girlfriend's a witch then, AJ?
Self-identifying.
Oh, there you go.
So Danny, what's your take on this?
It's really difficult to pick those things apart, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
And maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, and when you start trying to scratch beneath the surface and disassemble these things, you can tend to overcomplicate it. And what I can remember from writing that is it was the first quote unquote new song that we had. Because there were songs that we didn't record properly before when the band were first finishing, and that we went back into the studio and did for the first time to release them. But this was the first brand new song that AJ had that he brought to us. And I remember being sat back in Portsmouth in the glorified shed that is Moose Lodge, demoing it. And we got to a point where we didn't work on it for a massive amount of time, but once the demo had been laid down with AJ's vocals and acoustic, and I'd put the guitar line that we ended up using on it, it just immediately sounded like us. And it was a very quick thing to put together. So there was a sort of an under riff for the verses. And then once the lead riff had been put down, it just kind of all fell into place very quickly. And we were amazed that we could still write songs like that very quickly together that immediately sounded like the Caezars, like we hadn't been away for the period of time that we'd been.
Okay, have you got any plans for touring in the near future?
Yeah, the next show is in the UK in Derby.
Right.
That's the 8th of June. That's for a festival called Landlocked. No, sorry, the 7th of June. I do apologise. That's Landlocked. And that's a really cool festival with a load of other cool kind of surf, garagey rock bands, which should be a cool event. Then on the 21st of June, we're in Hastings for the Hot Rod Rumble, which is put on by Vince Ray, who's the really cool graphic designer, and we're on the bill with Lobo Jones and the Rhythm Hounds, and Lady Lexi is playing, and I think Vince Ray's doing a show himself that night as well. And then the one after that, it's because it's sort of festival season. We're playing the Trip Out on the 6th of September in the UK, and that's a kind of more sort of rocky, kind of punky sort of thing. It's like a bike festival, but we're on the bill with a fantastic band from the States called Daddy Longlegs. And we're looking forward to playing that. And at the moment, we're sort of hunkered down and planning 2026 just to sort of figure out the extent of the, early part of the year and how many shows we can fit in and around other commitments and things. But there might be more show announcements towards the tail end of the year. But we're hoping that 2026 will, be very similar to the first comeback year that we had in 2024, and consist of a sort of more structured tour in the early part of the year, and also the later part of the year, and then more festival appearances throughout next summer as well in the UK and Europe.
I went to a basement wall, put my eyes out on stalls. this town, cause the graveyard's dead. Well, you know when the city's late and the stars hardly illuminate and the fox comes to operate, well, even the graveyard's dead. So I took my knife to the air. I said, give me what I thought was here. But I fell back just in despair, cause even the graveyard's dead. Does the fox run this town, cause the graveyard's dead? This town, cause the graveyard's dead. I said, does the fox run this town, cause the graveyard's dead?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's Graveyard. Before I played that song, Danny, you were talking about your plans for touring around the place. What about Sweden? Have you got any plans to come out to Sweden at all?
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to. Like I was saying before we started, I mean, Sweden was one of the places that we used to go to a lot. And I guess from an outsider's perspective, it looks like the scene there has changed somewhat. And I mean, we played an amazing club called the Rockin Rumble twice. And that was at the Caezars in Stockholm. We played the live jive weekend, that was great. We played the Holtzfred Hayride years ago. That was a really, really cool gig. And we loved coming to Stockholm and Sweden in general. We've got a lot of friends out there. So it's just trying to find a way of seeing.
Yeah, bring us over, Chris.
Well, we've got Rockin Rumble coming up in September in Sweden, and that's kind of full up. But maybe next year you'll be more than welcome, AJ. More than welcome. I know you've got your 2024 album, The CAEZARS, which is up on Spotify. But what about the other stuff? What about CDs and vinyl and older stuff? Can we still get any of the other stuff?
Yeah, you can. You can. I think with the 2024 album, The CAEZARS, I think, listen to it on Spotify. Is also available itself on vinyl, which you can get direct from us or even from Folk Records in Spain.
So when we say direct from you, is that from your website or whatever?
Yeah, if you like follow us on Instagram and get on our Bandcamp and that sort of thing, then we can get around to that. And then I think the other two, Danny, we have got CDs that we take to the shows. So yeah, if you come to a show, you can buy one, or you can get one of those off us as well.
Well, that's what you've got to do. You've got to come to a show. That's it. Thank you very much, Danny and AJ. Absolutely brilliant. Very informative. Love talking to you guys. Thank you for all your time. That's the wonderful CAEZARS, and this is DJ CJ wrapping up a Rockin Rumble special on radiobilly365.com. Yeah, we've been talking to the CAEZARS today. AJ and Danny, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honour. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Ta-ra.